I wouldn't have messed with the cavalry. What would make you want to piss off your big gun? I tell these brothers every time, think first before you post to me. I guess you fools didn't get the memo. Well, it looks like your fearless leader, the Black Authority, is in trouble. Still want to live in ignorance, huh? Well, let's roll it again. Sheikh Anta Diop, one of the greatest African historians of the 20th century, credited with the historic affirmation that ancient Egyptians were black, regarded by many as the modern pharaoh of African studies, married French white woman Louise Marie Mays. Yeah, y'all may want to go ahead and take those pyramids down off your pages. That's right. Take those pharaohs off too, as well as those ankhs and those sphinxes. Yeah, that's right. If you really want to be pro-black, you need to know your history. I've been listening for years to black people complain that white people are trying to steal Egypt away from them. And here's a black man that gave it to you all, and you want to kick him out the community. Well, how smart are you? Well, not that smart. Not Diop smart. Frederick Douglass. That's right. Born a slave in a shack. On September 3rd, 1838, Douglass successfully escaped by boarding a train dressed in a sailor's uniform and carried identification papers provided by a free black seaman. Do you see what true unity gets you? Much better than selective unity. Selective unity is stupid. One of the foremost leaders of the abolitionist movement, one of America's first great black speakers, served as advisor to Abraham Lincoln during the Civil War. Remember that war? To free all the slaves? How soon we forget. Best-selling author, published abolitionist newspaper called The North Star. Douglass also served as a conductor on one of the last stops on the Underground Railroad before slaves found freedom in Canada. U.S. Marshal, American Consul General to Haiti, his second wife, a white woman by the name of Helen Pitts. And you still think you're pro-black, don't even know your history. Sure you want to be pro-black? Well, and you call yourself the authority on who is black and who is not. Please, were you born a slave? Let's see your credentials. Oh, what a complete idiot. Okay, now for this brother, Walter White. Okay? Walter White. Uh-oh. Walter White, Executive Secretary, NAACP, 1931 to 1955. Historian David Leving Lewis has called White the civil rights virtuoso of the mid-20th century, whose literary salesmanship helped launch the Harlem Renaissance, whose organizational leadership made possible Brown versus the Board of Education, helped launch the Harlem Renaissance through such efforts as vigorous promotion of black artists, vetting manuscripts, and introducing writers and publishers. Went undercover to personally investigate 41 lynchings and 8 race riots. Investigated 41 lynchings and 8 race riots. How did he do this, you ask? Using his fair complexion to his advantage, White approached members of lynch mobs and other whites who had witnessed or were involved in racial violence. He tricked them into giving him candid accounts that the NAACP would then publicize. On more than one occasion, he narrowly escaped vigilantes who discovered his true identity. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I get nervous watching some of those, gang and mob movies where the law has to go in and infiltrate this vigilante-style mob or gang. That's fear that I see. And I could only imagine what it was like for this guy back in the day. Because you've seen the movies. You've seen the guy on the pool table, butt naked. And they got pool balls and pool sticks. Yeah. Well, let's get back to Walter White. Yeah, they would start to whisper. And ain't nothing like seeing two white people whispering in each other's ear and looking at you at the same time. Oh, he knew when to run. But see, what the Klan and the white supremacists didn't know was that he may have looked white on top, but he had black legs. Walter White prevented the election of numerous racist politicians. When the popular contralto Marian Anderson, who was black, it was refused the use of Constitutional Hall, White secured the Lincoln Memorial and assembled a sponsoring committee studded with New Deal officials for her Easter 1939 concert. Married Poppy Cannon, a white woman, who wrote his memoir entitled A Gentle Night, My Husband, Walter White. Walter White declared non-black, but there's a twist here. See, here's one of the earliest recorded memories of black people doing something absolutely stupid. Let me explain. Within the NAACP, this interracial marriage provoked protests and calls for White's resignation. One member of the board, Carl Murphy, wanted White fired. Others, led by William Hastie, argued that it was hypocritical for the NAACP to preach racial equality and then fire him for having an interracial marriage. White, ever the defender of integration, shrugged off the criticism, maintained that one's choice of a mate was a private matter. Eleanor Roosevelt. Do you hear this? See, you wonder why brothers, for some reason, it's ingrained in them that white women just may be allies. Eleanor Roosevelt, who had joined the association's board of directors after her husband's death, saved White's position by threatening to resign should White be dismissed. Did you hear that? See, while you fools are sitting up there betraying one another, especially after what this brother did, risking his life 41 times with the most dangerous enemy of black people during that time, you all were willing to throw him out no matter what he had done for you, because you are stupid. And I understand why Eleanor Roosevelt threatened to quit. She didn't want the smartest man to be removed, to be then the NAACP ran by a band of morons. It would have been futile. She was already fighting the daughters of the American Revolution that didn't want this African American woman to sing at the Lincoln Memorial. Did you hear me? She was already fighting white racists. And then she had to sit up there and put her butt on the line for white because black fools, black racist bigots wanted to concentrate on this man's marriage versus the most important thing in that historic time was for an African American woman to sing on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. What are you thinking? What is wrong with you? What is the glitch in your head? Stop the record. Marvin Gaye. Yes, he did date white women. He did not let men and other men and men that are controlled by women to strip him of his blackness. He is the sound of the pro-black movement along with James Brown. You lost another one. Think and be free, black men. Be free. So you thought that a man in an interracial relationship wasn't willing to fight back, huh? But since you wanted to fight, this brother's willing to give you one. So quick to strip a brother of his blackness. Let me ask you this, the Black Authority, and all your merry band of morons. When a white man marries one of your precious black women, is she no longer black? Can't bring yourself to say anything, can you? Let me ask you one more final question. Is that white man no longer white? Or are you having a problem, pro-black man? Black Authority, Soul in Black, Sergeant Willie Pete? Are you having a problem stripping the white man of his whiteness? What's wrong? Not strong enough? What is he? The white man and the black woman? What are you going to call him? Can't say he's not white, and you can't say he is black. See, the black woman doesn't define herself by the men that she dates or marries. That's foolish. White men don't define themselves by the women that they are with. And the white woman doesn't have that requirement. You are doing what you have been programmed to do. You have to decide which one brainwashed you, the white guy or your woman. This is why you can't strip them of their ethnicity, but they can strip you of yours. So, do you realize that your argument is weak and stupid? And you're not quite filled with black pride anymore, are you? So quick to destroy yourselves and your fellow black men. Everyone's laughing. Say goodbye to the 70s black fool. Your ideals are obsolete.